Dude, how insane are all of Scott's cards? Like, lined up? This is what I was supposed to do for the video. I forgot. I didn't really forget. I should probably just take notes. I guess I forgot. But, I mean, look at those cards, yeah? And then you got Scott's right in the middle. You got my frame. I just took it off the wall, put it down. Like, oh my gosh. Just glorious. Just take a minute and look at all those cards created by our friend Scott. Reindeer Studios. Masterpieces. And friends of mine have the originals hanging up. I think Ken from Ken Cardboard has this. I could be wrong. I don't know where. I think this might be Nina S's right here. Gosh, was this Scott's personal? Matt and Mike. I don't know for certain, and I forgot who this was, but I watched the videos all these. I just don't remember everything. But God, those are sick, right? Okay, all right, you guys. So Scott, dude, you're the man. Thank you. Now, I'm going to show you guys some baseball cards, some vintage cards, some pickups, lots of stories. A lot of stories are going to be had right now. I'm going to put these cards up in the background because some of the cards kind of go with these stories. So, as I'm putting these up, it's going to be a card show, and I'm really excited to share every one of these pickups, and there's a reason for every single one of them, whether that reason is random. I'm excited for all of them, and my collection is always just morphing and changing, and this is all the stuff you're going to see here is just really special, and I got a YouTube card to share. Okay, here we go. First card right out of the gates. We'll go with none other than a Duke Kahana Moku. I have this card right here. I had a big PSA order go through. It was like one of those deals they had going on. I finally got them back. And I sent a card that I got from Nate. Tops 85401 here. He sent me my very first card I ever received as a gift that wasn't a family member or a friend that from when I was a kid. My first YouTube gift ever. And he sent me this card in an ungraded form. And this is the Duke Kahanamoku. He knew from watching two of my videos that I collected his cards, and I'm a surfer, and he's the godfather of surfing, Olympic champion. The story is amazing. Watch the video. There's a documentary about Duke, and I am still going to do a really good video and show the cards, and talk his main story at some point. I just really want to do it correctly, so I'm not rushing anything. He gave me this. This is from the Hawaii Trade Conference. Just insane card. Blew my mind when he gave it to me. I told my wife, and she was tripping. So Nate, I'm a graded card fan. I love things graded. I put them on my wall, whether I grade them, which this was in my collection as a Gem Mint 10. I graded it Double D standard. Look at how beautiful that card is. Allen and Ginter, 2006, and it came back a Gem Mint 10. Oh my gosh, now it's just so sick. So I have an album going that you guys haven't seen my albums with all my player collectors that are I have a Jimmy Fox album, a Duke album, Sadahara O. They're all in this album. Pujols, and then some Mike Trout Overflow are in this graded album. And that's my third Duke. And to have that card right there sitting next to the other two, it's insane. It's such a beautiful image. And the card means so much to me from my friend Nate, the first guy who ever shouted me out in my entire life, sitting at breakfast with my wife, watching pretty much my first YouTube video since I made a YouTube video. And he shouted me out. And we were like, what is going on? This guy said my name. Holy smokes. It was wild. So, thank you, Nate, and I am so stoked he came back at Gem Mint 10. I love 10s, I'm not gonna lie. They're just, I don't know, it's not like I care more for the 9 or, the 10 than the 9, but it's just neat. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's cool. So I am stoked on that. So thank you, Nate, for keeping that in such great condition. Next card, man, I got a lot of cards to share, so I gotta move the train along. All right, next card. We'll just go with 2 Giants because they're right out of the gates and they're showing. This next card right here is from the National. It's my very last pickup. It was pretty much the last 2 minutes of the card show of the National, of me being in the card show, looking at cards. It was the last booth I believe I even looked at. This card was under 2 or 3 other copies. I think it was 3 copies of this card in different various conditions. None that I found attractive. So I just said, can I see the stack? So what happened? Here's the story with this card. Man, I went on a journey with my buddy Eric, 4-leaf, and we walked for like 2 hours. I said, dude, I got to take you to this one place. Along the way, Eric was buying cards. Like, it was the funnest 2 hours ever. I mean, when we were done, he had like a Derek Jeter SP. He had Garbage Pail Kid cards. Like, tried to get him out of vending machine. I had so much fun with him. He had this seat that he pulled out of his backpack, or it was hooked to his backpack, plopped it down. Like, I was ready to deal with someone, like, and he was ready to sit there. He was ready to sit there, but I moved on. But he busted the seat out that expanded, and he could sit down. I was like, dude, next year, that's what I need. So we went on a journey, and we went on a long mission. And there was 2 minutes before the show closed when we found the table that I purchased this Jimmy Fox from earlier in the day. And I said, man, these guys they're priced at basically comps within reason, and they have a million cards to choose from. And it was so crowded earlier at that table that I couldn't even see the rest of the table. So we went back, we found it, the end. 2 minutes left. I go, this is it. It took us 2 hours. I took them on it was crazy. Like, it was like, I think we walked at least like 2-3 miles. And we found a table, and he found the card he was looking for, his Grail card he was looking for at that show. It was spectacular. So I'll try and find that video and tag it. If not, I'll at least tag Eric 4-leaf and the story he had about that journey. And I would go on, but I'll probably tell the story again one day when I show up. But let me show you guys the card I picked up. Now, this is an interesting one for me. So I found this in the pile. I gave up on that table. I walked all around it and then went back, and I go, you know what? Can I just look at the pile there of those? And the reason I bought this card, for a couple of reasons, man, the story just continues because this card needs explanation. And at least you guys can look at the other cards while I talk. When I first landed at the National, very first thing I did was get on a bus. And the very first person I had communication with in Chicago was a man named Bob. And he collected Jewish player cards. And within 1 minute, I saw a Mickey Mantle 1958 Topps card that he brought to trade that he's had forever in like one of those giant screw downs. He's from Canada, and I just blew my mind. Within 2 minutes, saw a Mickey Mantle card and knew what this guy collected and what he's going after. And so we talked a lot. We had lunch together. We ordered like food delivery, and anyways, I've also a lot of guys collect Jewish players on this in YouTube. I think Brian B. Roth. And so I was like trying to connect my friend Bob with everyone from YouTube. He came to hang out. Anyways, I started looking at this player a little differently through his conversation. Not that I looked otherwise. I just never looked at him before. I knew of him, but I started looking at some Hank Greenberg cards. And this was in the pile. And as you can see, you got pinholes. And the first thing I saw was the card, and I go, that is incredible. That thing literally has pretty sharp corners. I mean, for a card that's almost 100 years old. The colors are spectacular. It's a Hank Greenberg. It just spoke to me, and then I saw the pinholes. I saw the later, like, I was like, okay, it's a 1, what's a 1? But I was like looking, hunting, then I saw the pinholes. And I didn't even see that one until literally later, like later. Um, and it's my first pinhole card. So I couldn't, I just, I was attracted to this card. I know there's some people out there that will never buy a pinhole card, ever. And I was not, I'm not going to say was never that guy. But the way I collect now, I'll even buy cards with creases. I'll buy certain cards, and I found this in a PR, in a pour one. And this card, so I didn't know, so I like looked at it and I was like, wow, I want that card. So I put it back, and this was one of those times that I'm like, okay, we gotta figure out comps on this thing. So you walked away because I don't know much about Hank Greenberg and at the time, much more now, but at the time didn't know much about him. Didn't know I knew he was expensive, but not crazy expensive. So anyways, I looked it up, found that this exact card sold on eBay for like $650, and that's what they had on the price tag, $650. And I ended up getting it for $550. So it had just sold on eBay a month ago, and they got it in their collection. However, if they bought it, I have no idea, or how they got it, but it sold $100 more, within a month or three prior. And I got it for $550. So that was really cool. And I freaking love this thing. It looks insane. I've taken so long to share it, not because it just wanted the moment to be right and the timing to be right. But look at that. I'll move Hank over. You know what I love? I love playing with my cards like this. I love setting cards on displays. I love moving them. I love watching people. Oh man, I hope it wasn't blurry the whole time. I love watching people move their cards around while they're doing videos. It's just fun. Like, look at that. How much whiter is that? Now, I might as well show the Fox again. So side by side. Look, I still want the Fox in this comparison just because the pinholes. But I will give credit to the one, looking absolutely spectacular. You choose. What one? You want the 1 or do you want the 3? Pinholes, some people no way. Whiter, the actual border or the card. Backs both look perfect to the, minus pinholes. Oh man, no creases. So, man, just so stoked. So stoked to share that story, even though it was a shortened version, because I think most people have heard it, or, I don't want to spend 3 hours on one card. So let me show you guys another card here. And I promise, well, I don't know. I can't promise anything. Next card might take 10 minutes too. This card right here. Man, so Adam was over here the other day, Vintage Sanctuary, and I showed him this card, and I go, oh, it's his MVP season. Dude, first I started searching for this. This is the funniest story. First I started searching for this card for so long. Literally like a year, I realized like, oh man, I need to get that card. But halfway through that journey, I forgot why I needed to get it, but it was still on my watch list, and why do I need this? And one popped up, and I go, okay, well, if I can get this really cheap, because they're like $50 in a 9 PSA. And I'm like, dude, I'm not spending $50 on like this base card of Ricky Anderson. But I thought it was the MVP season when he came over. I just got this. I literally just pulled it out of the mailbox and showed it to him. It was sitting on my desk. And I looked the next day, and I go, this is why I got the card. Because of Turn Back the Clock. Hold on. Bear with me. Because of this Turn Back the Clock card. It was pinned to my wall. I've got a couple. There's numerous pinholes in this card from being pinned up there. None of them there. I got this one. It was like $8 or something ridiculous. And I said, yeah, I'm going to take that over the PSA 9 for $50 every day. I've watched 25 of them. Is it perfectly centered? No. But I know I probably should be just as picky on these 1980s cards, but there's still, I probably should be. I probably should look for an 8 that's perfectly centered, and I did, and I don't know, this is one of those that, do I think this is going to be worth a bunch of money one day? No, I just wanted the card. So for 12 bucks, I think it was all said and done, like to have it in my collection, that's all I wanted. And it's slabbed. Like, I love it. I can get that money back out if I need it all day long. And it's just a sick card. So now I've got the card on card. I mean, it's one of Ricky's. You can call this one of his greatest cards, but he has so many good cards. One day you can call it the greatest. Next day you just go to another one. So, outstanding. Put that one right there. All right, next card is just an insane card that... Another story with this card, and the reason I am buying this card, and I'm trying to collect all of them, which is insanity, and it's going to be really, really hard. It's going to take me years and years and years. But with your help, I would love the help on this. I'm looking for every Mickey Mantle Topps base cards non-plain days in Topps Chrome Gold refractors, numbered to 50. The base cards, and I got one finally. Had this on my watch list for well over a year. Okay, let me just 6 months and over. Okay, I mean, I don't know, years and dude, as you get older, things just roll by. I don't know, whatever. I wanted to collect really harder to find, I think, because Adam. Once I met Adam, I started looking at my Mickey Mantle cards differently. Adam, Splendid Sports, my Turn Back the Clock partner in crime, he collects modern day Mickey Mantles. He even bought some from my store, and I always wondered who buys these. And I have thousands up on eBay of Mantle cards from his non-playing days. I've sold probably 50 of this exact card in the regular base over the years. And I realized, man, I love those cards, and they sell more than any other cards that I have ever put on eBay. I sell Mantle pretty much every day, always. I decided to go after probably the hardest ones you could possibly find that are like, that I want. Like, I want a gold. I don't want a super refractor. I want a gold. They've been around. You know me, I'm gold driven. So this card I had on my watch list. I have one more. The guy wants $600 for a different one that's in another year. This one he wanted $299, and I just no, of course I wasn't going to pay that, so I put it in my watch list. And just put it there, and let's just say 6 months later, he sent an offer randomly just this last week for $125, and I hit it so fast. When offers come up on eBay, I look really fast. I feel like it was a mistake. These cards are incredibly hard to come by. Incredibly hard. Graded or ungraded alike. These cards are tough. Oh, look at me. Trying to zoom it in. Oh, that's when you know you've lost your mind and you're just sucked into the card. I'm trying to zoom in on it. I always try and zoom in on the dates with my hands. I'm like, dude, what is that? So look, 2009. Look at the stats of Mantle on the back of this card. Every stat you want to know. Like his last playing days card. But these modern cards are stunning and they're fun to collect, and it is opening my eyes. Because I've selling these for years and years and years and years. And I'm like, not these gold versions, but the other versions. And I'm like, man, I know they're collectibles and people love them. And I love them because it's Mickey Mantle. But I didn't want the base cards ever. They just didn't do it for me. But this, look at the image. He's playing shortstop or second base. I'd say shortstop, probably before his rookie season. And this is outstanding right here. I mean, the image in this, one of the greatest Mickey Mantle images ever, dare I say. Just sick. Okay, dude, 10 minutes on the Mantle. I know. But, you know what? That's just how it's going to be. Uh-oh, hold on. I hit some weird button. Maybe that's what's going on. There we go. I don't know how long it was like that. All right, next pickup. I'll try and move slightly faster. Next pickup, Aaron Judge. I've just been on a hunt for his cards ever since he got hurt. He's back now, I know. But his cards are not very expensive. And my nephew Bruce loves Aaron Judge. And you know what? I love Aaron Judge too. I think, you know, once he hit those home runs, he's solidified in the hobby. He's solidified in baseball for life. Like Roger Maris. He's such a huge... Everyone loves his card. So this card right here, this is like $35. This is his second year. I'm never going to say rookie cut for these rookie hat cards anymore. Dude, I forgot whose video it was. I want to give him credit. Theo or somebody said something about, maybe it was in a text thread, but I never even realized that was a freaking hat. What, guy? That's a hat. It is a hat. Hold on. I was tripping. I was like, wait a second. That is a hat, huh? It was a Willie McCovey rookie card that somebody was mentioning on. God, I wish I could. Sorry, I apologize whoever it was. Holy smokers. I just like looking at my cards all over. But rookie cup card, right? This one's numbered. Man, this sorry about the focus thing. This one's numbered to $999. $999, not dollars. Numbered out of basically 1,000, and it was $35. And I'm like, man, it's a beautiful card. It goes in my collection for vintage and modern, the stuff I'm collecting. I love the remake sets. Just glorious card. Glorious. Super stoked to have it. Cover them up right now. Okay, next one. Let me see. Where am I at here? All right, we're going to do a vintage plaster right here. Get you vintage guys all fired up. So this one right here, this is funny. Like, I'm trying so dang hard to find centered cards. You guys have no idea. Like, I'm always checking out the serial number on SGC or PSA. I'm looking at old auctions to see if that serial number has been sold to get a better picture than people put up. And this one, you know, I'm really trying to get the most perfectly centered copy I could possibly find. And I thought this was, because the picture wasn't great. It was not a perfectly flat picture, and I couldn't find, hey, I could, or maybe I did. Yeah, I did. Actually, this is one I measured out. But the top, you'll see, I ended up giving this a score of 90. And I want 92 and above, but some cards I'm realizing, it's really hard to tell on certain things. So this is the Reggie Jackson. I mean, just the absolutely glorious 1975 Topps Mini. Perfect centering where the orange is. The blue's almost perfect. I thought it was perfect. When I got the card, I put the measuring thing on there. It was like, and it's really nice top to bottom. I hunted for this. I looked at every single one that was listed on eBay. It took a long time. This is the one I chose. And I'm really stoked on it. Not selling it, not getting another one. But I also know that it's not in the 92 plus percentile and, you know, in my centering scale. So we'll be looking for another one at some point. So that goes along with my next card. My next cards, 2 cards, 3 cards, have to do with this 1975 Topps. And Karen. Hold on, let me adjust this light. I'm getting this weird focus. I don't know what that is. So strange. Too much light, not enough light. Okay, next card. Dude, you guys. This isn't like the most hardest card in the world to find. In fact, it's very easy to find. And on a centering scale, this is a 5. The last card, the Reggie, was a 5 as well. Comes from the same set. But I sold mine, okay? I sold my other versions of this. And I finally, and it's been on my watch list for a long time. But I finally okay, I'm going to hunt them down. And I had these on my watch list. And I overpaid for one by a good chunk. But I kind of validated myself with a crazy random purchase after by why I paid the extra money. But the first one I'm going to show, I did not pay extra money on. And that is the Hank Aaron 1975 Topps Mini number 1 74 highlights, where he sets the home run record. This card is one of my favorite Hank Aaron cards ever because of what it represents, being that it's another version of, the 74 Topps, but an updated version of him breaking the all-time home run record, which is the most epic record you could possibly break in baseball history. In this card, I've had this card, but I have not had it in a perfectly centered copy. In this one, I gave a 96 on my 100 scale. It's not a percentage base. It's not. That's how many of these centered there are. These are very hard cards to find centered when you really dig into them, because the way the lettering is, and the lettering here, it almost always looks off-centered. So you really got to look at a PSA 10 or 9 and really adjust your eyes accordingly when you look for centered vintage. Always look for the highest grade possible example, so when you buy a lower grade, this isn't that low, it's a 6, but this isn't an expensive card. This is $50, okay? I spent $50 on this. So, stunning example. I mean, absolutely incredible card and copy in a beautiful image of Hank Aaron. So I'm so stoked to have that back. Like, it's one of those cards, like, as a collector, as a 75 freak, 1975 Topps freak, you want that card. And I hadn't had it for a long time. I sold that right away. I had 2 copies. I sold the small one, the mini, and the large, because they were really far off centered and just not great. So I have 2 more to show of the exact same card in a larger version. One I overpaid for. I'm going to show that one first. And this one I am not disappointed in, but the centering is a 92. So it's almost absolutely perfect to the naked eye, but it's not as perfect as the last one. And that is the large version of the Hank Aaron 1975 Topps number 1. Let me see. You know what I gotta do? I'm gonna wipe. Dude, so I didn't even mean to push stop on the thing. I was like, oh no, I have to crop it together. Okay, 1975 Topps. The next one, I wiped the lens down. I think the lens was foggy the whole time. It's in my surfboard, my board shorts pocket. This 1975 Topps card, the large version. This is a PSA 7. This one I well overpaid for on comps. And I looked up comps prior. No, I did not. I did not look up comps prior. I just said, I want that card. And I got it for $91. I think I bid $103. I just thought the copy was absolutely spectacular and worth spending the money regardless. I didn't know at the time that I overpaid by $40. And is it worth an extra $40 overpay? When you see the next copy, in my opinion, yes, 100%, which is crazy because I didn't, after I bought it, I even sent it to Matt and I was like, man, I really overpaid for these because I was telling him I was bidding, or I showed him the pickups. So just a stunning copy. The centering is almost perfect. It's absolutely outstanding. Actually, I want to say I give it a 94. I'd have to look on my Excel. It might even be a 96. It's just stunning example. But I spent $91. That's what it was. I looked up comps after. That's what it was. I looked up comps after. True story. Looked up comps after I won. Because I do that sometimes. Because I'm like, you know what? If it cost me that, it cost me that. It was worth $102 to me. So I didn't look up comps, but I kind of knew some sort of how much these cards are worth. been a while since I've seen a good one. Happened to be two of them. So after I won it, I looked up comps and I was like, wow, I overpaid. But only overpaid by versus the grade. So I saw another one ending within a few days, and I already have this on my watch list because of the centering involved. It's really, really good centering. The image has a different orange to it, which I talk about a lot on my show, the different oranges. One's not more faded than the other. They're just printed at a different time. I think this one is much more beautiful than this one, and here's why. This one's outstanding, but it has a print mark right there. So like a extra color. And then the A has a little... There we go. It's just not perfect. Whereas you got this copy, yeah, I spent too much. I mean, not too much in my mind, but too much on comp's mind. $40 more for this copy. But this was supposed to be my final copy ever to be purchased. I don't need doubles of this card. But I couldn't help the fact that I spent so much, and there was one ending that was close, to buy this one just to see what it looked like in hand. Because I knew I could just sell the other one, put this up for, what I paid. And if I paid a price, I feel like if I paid that price for a card, someone else would. But when it all said and done, this is the preferable copy. This one is out. Just insane. It's perfect. It's perfect to the naked eye. Looks like a 10. This one looks really good, but you got that and you got that. And the colors on this. So $40 more to have my final endgame card. And I just tested it with a cheaper version, but a very nice cheaper version. Not just like any old version. Another perfectly centered one, pretty much. This one I gave a little slightly lower grade by like 1. I think it was a 90. Yeah, just stunning cards all around. So the next few... I only got a couple. I only got a couple left because I just want to share stories. I want to share cards that have stories, right? One that I've been collecting lately is Albert Pujols, and I have a pretty decent, a pretty good collection going of his cards. You guys know I bought his gold rookie, and the combo rookie of Ichiro and him in gold. I picked up 2 cards. The first one is his rookie card. And this was a $50 card. And that is a card that I was buying boxes of these for like $35 back then. Really fun boxes to open. And this is a Prospect Triple Crown in an 8. Royal Green. And this one is numbered out of 2,999. It's not like a highly sought after beautiful card, but I think it's a super sick image with the ball in motion in stop, like right in the photo, about to just blast one out of the park. That thing's going to hit the sweet spot and shoot straight up. Just an awesome card. Prospect, rookie, dare you say, $50. Add it to my St. Louis version of Albert Pujols, the greatest player in that I have ever watched play baseball. I know that will ruffle some feathers out there of Ken Griffey Jr. fans, which I was. I watched baseball during Ken Griffey Jr. and Barry Bonds, but I watched Albert Pujols as an adult, so my mind was different, whether that makes it right or wrong or better or worse. Dude, the guy was a machine for like 6 years. I mean, even longer, but he was a machine for 6 years. Like, greatest baseball player, hitter ever. Greatest hitter. I don't want to say baseball player. Big difference, but hitter ever. Ball player, yes, of course. So for me to collect his isn't that far out of the bag. And it's really fun for me in knowing that he played for the Angels. And I can pick up cards like this. And this one is sicko. Oh, this is a 2021 Topps Chrome Platinum Anniversary 1952 Topps design. All red. Tell me, color matching, Shane. Red, 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 red. I bought this card just because it's beautiful, and you guys all know that I'm really trying to collect the ultra modern stuff, the modern stuff that has the design of the old cards. I want one card for sure from every Topps design every year, but when I buy more cards, like I want to collect a ton of Albert Pujols cards. I have a ton. I want to just buy whatever card he has of an Angels uniform, and I want to buy a bunch of them. This one's numbered out of 100. Just a spectacular looking card. I mean, it is sick. I love it. I love these modern stuff, man. I really do. I'm really having a good time with it. I'm blown away by the fact that I'm having such a good time with it. Show you guys just a couple more. This one I just picked up. Super fun card. I saw this on PSA's website. This was the surfing Batman and Robin going after some thief that has a bag of money, and they're surfing. I mean, dude, I saw this on the PSA website. I don't know when, but they have it up there. It's graded. I don't know what these go for graded, but I'm like, well, I'm going to look that card up and just buy one. It's like $2 shipped, right? $2.60 or something. And yeah, I guess I should have. I won't say I could have. I could have and should have. Look for one that was perfectly centered, and maybe I will, but I really wanted the card right away, and for $2.50 delivered, like, dude, I literally looked up the most inexpensive version, right, in my list, and that's what I came up with, and I love it. So stoked. I'll probably buy another one that's perfect and spend like $10, but man, to have it, so sick, surfing, so cool. Dude, I could go on for like 3 more hours. But you know what? I'm just going to cut it there and not have you guys have to listen to me. Dude, I'm going to look at these next cards all by myself. Gosh, who cares? I don't care. Next card. We're going on, dude. I want to keep looking at cards. So this card is sicko. Wally Joyner, 2001 Topps Gold. And this is a shout out to Mitchell, White Sox collector. I'll tag him. Mitch, I met him numerous times at the National, talked to him. He loves 2001 Gold. And this one is just insane. I don't remember where I saw this originally, or I think I just came across it. Looking up 2001 Gold cards, and this Wally Joyner 1986 design came up. It was like $2. Just outstanding, and it's serial numbered, of course. Out of, at least I thought it was, somewhere. Maybe it's not. I kid you not. Can I not see that? Oh, there it is. I knew it was. There it is. Okay, I'm not blind. Dude, I was like, where is it? Just a sick card. All right, I'm going to show you guys 4 more cards. Dude, I sent a bunch of cards to get graded to PSA. They had a deal going, and one of the cards, actually, I'm going to show some basketball cards. All of them. 3 of them. Done. Kobe Bryant. I had this in my collection. Pulled this from a pack. Just wanted to share it. It was an 8. I just got this graded for my collection. Literally just to keep it. I used to buy and sell Kobe's all the time. PSA Finest. I have receipts for huge cards of his. They weren't huge back then, but they're huge now. And I was buying and selling them like crazy. So I saved a few ungraded stuff. Not much. Next one is a super sick card. Came back at a 7. 1997 SPX. I pulled this in a pack back in 1996, 97. Rookie card. I thought it was going to come back at either a 7 or an 8 if I was lucky. But these are really just impossible cards. I just wanted it graded just like that. This one I thought would come back at an 8. There we go. And one more basketball / baseball combo card. That is the Michael Jordan SP. I've had my collection. I wanted it graded to have a showcase, to be able to share it on either the wall I have right now or the wall that I'm building to share more graded cards. I've had this, a pack pulled. Just a card that was one in every box, the SPs in Upper Deck. But this card was such a huge, like, dude, everybody had to have this card as a collector. $15 back when I was a kid, $15 now ungraded. Same price. These, I've noticed a huge, any card that's been in the Junk Wax era that's just a base card, or SP in this case, one every box, not that rare. You know, the prices are basically fair in my opinion. This card right here for this in a PSA 8, probably $30. I think it is worth $30. Ungraded, $15. What it was when I was a kid. Not crazy, just a perfect amount. And it's a beautiful card. I really wanted Michael Jordan to be like the greatest baseball player ever. I just did. And, you know, I loved this. I thought it was so insane. So, magical card, and to have it in a slab, yep, to us slab people, it's special. Even though I had it in my double D slabs before, this is an extra museum / grade. And as a person who knows, you know, I'm going to die one day and my wife can sell this very easily for $30. And there we go. Cost $15 to get graded, and it's just awesome. So that's it. That's what I got for you guys today. I have a lot more stuff to share, but I'm gonna just hold out because I like to get things organized and have things play out in a certain way like everybody else. So thank you guys for watching. And my new saying as it goes is, don't be influenced, be inspired. Okay, you.